Bitcoin history is exactly repeating, and let's talk about that within this new update video. We will also take a deep dive into what's the most important support and resistance levels for Bitcoin and in towards Ethereum and the Bitcoin dominance for some more information about altcoins. And guys, from there, make sure you subscribe on my channel and watch my latest YouTube video, and if you do so, we can dive into what this update video. And let's talk about this chart here first, because this is the most important chart in my opinion for Bitcoin currently, because what we are seeing is that Bitcoin has retested the 2024 all-time high exactly on the same moment as the SMA 50 and the SMA 200 cross, and basically created a dead cross on that exact place. And that's also what happened during that 2024 consolidation, which exactly marked the bottom, and also during that 2023 consolidation before that ETF rally to the upside. And also the dead cross over there marked the exact bottom for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin history is literally exactly repeating. And what does this indicate to us? This just indicates to us that this is a super important support level for Bitcoin. And if we are going to break below that, that's indicating to us that Bitcoin is deviating from the trend line that it has been following this bull market. So that could be a quite bad signal, and maybe even the indication of a bear market. So this is literally the moment of truth for Bitcoin, and let's see how this is going to play out. But it is definitely a super interesting chart we are currently seeing. And at the exact same moment, Bitcoin is trading slightly below the SMA 50 trend line right now, which seems to be a super important support level for Bitcoin currently. So let's see if Bitcoin can hold that SMA 50 trend line, because otherwise it would be indicating that we are entering somewhat of a bigger downtrend if we can't hold that upwards SMA 50 trend line, of course. So that's also a super important support level we are currently seeing. Also, which I of course talked about over there already, is that we retested that previous all-time high from 2024. We not completely retest the level, but we definitely came quite close, and from there we have seen a slight bounce to the top side. So this is probably a super important level of support. If we are going to be retesting it, from there we can move even higher. Maybe we don't even see those levels again and we just move from here, but let's see how that's going to play out. I do think, as I already said, that if we break below that exact level, we will definitely have a big problem for Bitcoins. And also on this chart we can see something similar. We can see that same support level and this upwards trend line, which has been providing us support for this bull market. Right now Bitcoin is breaking below that trend line, so that's definitely not something super great to be seeing. But what we have been holding this support line, we are now trading between those support levels basically, or between now this resistance level and this support level. So this could be a super good area to be accumulating more Bitcoin, because if we are going to see a bounce, this is probably the lowest Bitcoin will be moving. As I said, if Bitcoin breaks below this support level, yeah, then we are definitely going to have a bigger problem for Bitcoin. And right now we can also see that the US stock market is showing a bounce out of this massive support zone basically. So that's quite bullish. And that's also the reason that Bitcoin has been able to move back above this SMA 50 line. So that's definitely looking quite promising. But I must say, guys, we can look a lot at all the technicals currently, but probably Trump is going to be the biggest leading indicator of the crypto markets currently, because yesterday there was a lot of news surrounding that the White House was delaying the 90-day, was delaying the tariffs, but that turned out to be fake news. So that was definitely quite bearish for the market. And currently we are seeing that China is ready to fight until the end with US President Trump, and is basically pushing the trade war even further. So these are still pretty bearish signals we are currently seeing in the market, and we just have to see how this is going to play out and how Bitcoin is going to react to exactly those things. Because of the market situation is currently so uncertain, we have seen some slight outflows of the Bitcoin ETF, an outflow of over 100 million for the Bitcoin ETF, and we have seen a zero outflow on the Ethereum ETF. So that's not quite interesting, but we are seeing outflows on the Bitcoin spot ETF again. Not too big of a problem, but yeah, that's what we are currently seeing. And guys, if you get interested in trading Bitcoin and altcoins yourself, make sure you do it on Bluefin. I've linked this platform below on all my YouTube videos. Yeah, make sure to check it out if you want to make use of all the current volatility we are seeing in the market. And yeah, just make sure you use my link on my YouTube video, because right now with exactly that link you can claim some absolutely insane deposits. Let's talk about Ethereum right now, because the Ethereum chart truly amazes me, guys, because currently we are trading at one of the most oversold points ever for Ethereum. Not one of the most, we are trading at the most oversold point for Ethereum ever. So this is indicating to me that Ethereum is super down bad currently, and this could be a great opportunity to be accumulating more. That's why I opened a small position on Ethereum and also increased my total spot holdings for Ethereum, because I do think this could be the bottom for Ethereum, because if we are seeing such low strength on the RSI currently, basically even lower than the 2022 and the 2018 bear markets. So this is just indicating to me that Ethereum is super undervalued and massively oversold currently, and that's why I do find the Ethereum chart super interesting currently, and I do think there's a maximum opportunity for Ethereum right now, because if we can move higher for Ethereum and, for example, not even move to new all-time highs, I'm not even talking about something like that, but if we just simply move back in towards this massive consolidation, I will quickly draw out. If we just move back in towards that, we can move, for example, to that range high, and that's already laying at that $4,000 level. And I still do think Ethereum definitely does have the potential to do so, and we are going to see a better macroeconomic condition for the markets in general. Then Ethereum will be moving to that $4,000 level. And let's also take a look towards that Bitcoin dominance, because the Bitcoin dominance is still trading within this rising wedge, and currently we are entering a new resistance area of these local highs of 2021, and this is a super important area in my opinion, because if the Bitcoin dominance is just going to move higher, then maybe even we will hit those 2021 highs. I definitely don't expect it, because it will be very hard to hit those highs, but I do think these local highs we're currently seeing should be a turning point for the Bitcoin dominance. Otherwise it's going to get very ugly for altcoins. But I must say, if we, for example, take a look towards the RSI on the Bitcoin dominance, we can see, if we zoom out a bit, for example, to the monthly time frame, that the RSI is hitting peak. It's basically hitting all-time highs currently, and it's over 70 on the RSI, and that never happened in history before. And I must say, if the RSI is so high, once we are going to see a reversal, it will definitely be a super aggressive one. And that's definitely going to be super bullish for altcoins. So if we take a look towards that crypto total market cap, you can see that we have been falling back in towards this consolidation box. We're seeing in 2021, we were also trading in towards that consolidation box. And after the breakout, we saw a bullish retest in towards that altcoin season. And then we will be reclaiming the range high of this consolidation box. And we will definitely be moving higher in towards this expansion zone, and basically initiating a massive altcoin season. So I must say, I'm definitely quite positive on altcoins still. That was it for today's update video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's update video. I hope you guys learned something from it, and I will see you guys in the next update video tomorrow.